Hi art students, Miss Russ here, and we are moving on to skill level E at the Sculpture Center, which means we are going to be repracticing some of our skills already learned, and we're going to be adding in some new ones so we can create more complex design ideas. So let's see what our skills are for skill level E, if I can pick up my paper. So it says roll out a slab using the guide sticks to the size needed. Ooh. So none of that taking two pieces and slipping them together. We want to make sure we're grabbing the right amount of clay the first time for our plan that we have in mind. Then we're going to create and follow a plan. We're going to safely and correctly use the needle tool. Ooh, we get a new tool this time. We're going to add clay to create 3D. Okay, so we are going to 3D town. Not just a little 3D like we did at level D, but now we're going to go all the way. And then it says we're going to slip and score slabs together. Oh, so not two flat pieces like this, but we're going to start to go up. So let's figure out how to make that work. So a couple of review items. I've got my guide sticks. I have the right amount of clay. So notice in comparison to my hand how much clay I have. A lot of times you start with too little. So you want to get a nice big chunk of clay. I've got my roller and I'm going to start rolling it out. Now I'm going to give you a little trick. If I just did this forever and ever and ever, oh man, we'd be here forever. So instead, I'm going to take my clay and I'm going to pat it down and I'm going to, with my fist, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to go this direction because I want it to be wide enough. And I'm going to flip her over and do that a little bit more. And you'll see that I'm about half the thickness I need. Now I can switch over to rolling, putting my guide sticks down. I'm going to roll it out, making sure that I'm getting a nice big slab. And of course, I'd have to stand over it. Miss Russ is trying to stay out of the video. Okay, what I am looking for is, Miss Russ, you gotta go quick so the video's not too long. Okay. What we want to see is a slab where when my roller goes over the top, it kind of moves freely, right? And I've got a nice big piece to work with. If I wanted to, I could finish it off with a texture plate. Roll it in, pick it up, move it up, roll it in. Okay. Because why not? Why not add a little bonus? All right, now I'm going to be following a plan. So I want to build a 6-sided box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the part I don't need. And then I'm going to watch carefully. I want to cut as like perpendicular, right? And if I want to with the needle tool, I can draw it out first because I want to create 6 pieces. So now I'm going to divide it in half. And then I got to go 1, 2, trying to make them all the same size, 3. Oh, they all fit on one slab, all my pieces. So now if I didn't like this, of course, I could just smooth it out and try it again. Okay. And technically, I only needed 5. But this way, if I wanted to, I can have a lid. Okay, all of this material gets taken out of the way. And then I'm ready to start building. So I want my textures on the outside. So I'm going to flip these over. And then I'm going to take my first piece and I'm just going to check. How did my cutting go? Now look, when I do this, do you see what happens? It's a little too tall. Well, that's a simple fix, but look at this side. Wow, it sticks out over the edge. Can you see that? It sticks out over the edge. So what I do is I kind of line everything up, and then I take my needle tool and I eyeball it. And I'm going to go straight down. Okay. Now if I screw that up, I just slip and score it back on and try again. Okay, now I got to do my next piece. Okay, put it on. Again, I have a little bit too much. Cut off my extra with my needle tool. Okay, then I go over to this side. Oh, I have way too much. and I cut off my extra with my needle tool. So you notice you don't have to have those pieces perfectly right. Okay, I now have a box. I'm gonna take my pieces because I got a slip and score, and I'm gonna fan them out like they fell down, okay? And then I'm gonna start with my biggest piece, and then I'm gonna work towards my smallest piece. So, slipping and scoring and getting the slip container. I am grabbing myself a fork, and then I have to do all the slipping and scoring work at once. So I know this piece, there's going to be something that goes there, and something that goes here, and here. Let me move this a little bit out of the way so you can see. And here. Okay, now I have to think through in my head, oh, that piece goes on there, so this has to get scored. Okay, now I have to think through in my head, oh, these go this way, so that means this piece gets scored, this piece gets scored. Oh, but it's really easy to forget something. Practice put together. Ah, I forgot to score that guy. I'm going to go all the way around where I score all of the pieces. So if this goes this way, this goes this way. Oh, this gets scored. This gets scored. The bottom gets scored. Put my practice pieces together. Ah, this gets scored. This gets scored, but don't forget, gotta re-practice. Oh, this side gets scored, and so does this and the bottom. Okay, once I have all my pieces scored, I then need to make sure I've got slip everywhere. Got slip everywhere. Okay, I want a nice gooey surface. And I just like to put it everywhere because it's safer that way. It's just safer. Okay, once you got it all covered, oh, Miss Russ, hurry to make the video short. Hurry, Miss Russ. Okay, now I'm ready to push my pieces together. I take this piece and I push and listen for the fart. Oh, that was a silent one. But I saw all the gooey stuff come out the edges. That's a good sign. Take this next piece, okay? I push it into place, and then I gotta do these two, okay? I'm gonna twist it so you can see. I'm pushing and squeezing them into place, okay? Now this way. Now look, that's a little longer than I want, but we'll worry about that later. Push it down, push it together. Ooh, those were some good clay farts. Now I got this little guy. Push them in, push them together. Oh, those were some good ones. Okay, now, Miss Russ, my box is all sorts of different sizes. Well, you could start cutting, but I'll tell you the honest truth. You'll cut, and then you'll cut, and then you'll cut. The trick is to take your box and tilt it on the side, and then only cut downwards, and then only cut across. Okay, so the trick is I tilted it to the side and then I did my cuts. Down and then across. Okay, now Miss Russ, what if I want a lid? Well, you just figure out the best. Oops, see, normally if you keep turning it one way, it will like almost perfectly fit. Now, we're not going to get in the fancy pants of how to make sure your lid doesn't move because that's not this skill level. But if I wanted to make sure my pattern was still there, I could push it back in. Otherwise, take this to your teacher and you have completed skill level E at the Sculpture Center. Happy art creating. Bye.